Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are back on Enlisted on our grind to level 23. Um, yeah, pretty much starting where we left off. Um, I have my new sniper unit. I have my new machine gun unit, and I'm working on getting all of these guys. I got my sniper unit, and my assaulter unit, and then my other assaulter unit, and my flamethrower unit as backup. Um, yeah. So these two I'm working on leveling up, so that's why they're first. Um, and then as soon as I get my next squad, I'm going to be removing this one. But eventually, at the end of the day, I'm going to be having all of these ones. But I got to put in my next squad, and I have to level them up quickly too, because I need to be able to upgrade the guns that squad gives me. And I also for instance, these guns all have to be upgraded, so I'm going to be using this squad a lot. This has to all be upgraded, and I'm going to be keeping this sniper squad, so all of this has to be upgraded as well. So there's a lot to work on right now, but eventually this squad and this squad um, will be coming back. This squad will always be here. So our battle pass tasks right now are finish battle top 20% of your team, complete 3 battles in the Moscow campaign using Allied Army, and spend 12 minutes in battle. Every time you complete 2 stars, it gives you the ability to change one of these. So I'm going to be changing this one. I don't want to go and play Moscow, and hopefully it gives me something better. But we have 9 for the day, but these are our first 3, so we're going to try and we're going to at least finish this one. And then we have 2 more battles to go to finish that one. So, yep. Um, Also, I just realized too that when you go to the people's perks, you can actually click on perks and remove them. So I've removed a lot of perks, and I finally have my button set up just the way I like it for the controls. So if anybody's interested in what my controls are, we can we'll go over my controls here real quick. Um, and I'm actually going to turn this off. I have my controller's vibration is already turned off. But these are my controls. I don't use motion sensor. My controller aiming speed is 1. Aiming sensitivity multiplier is 0.5. I just find this to be the best. You can still lead your targets. You can catch up to targets. Um, it's pretty good. I do have aim assist on, although I'm thinking aim assist is not very good. It actually moves your controller in ways or your aim in ways you're not expecting. When you're not expecting, it's not very consistent. And then the only reason my left stick is actually turned up here is because I have stick drift on my left controller stick. So, and then I don't use planes or vehicles, so these are all default. And I'm just letting you guys know now that I've completely changed all of my controls. So the goal is to not have to lift my thumbs off the thumbsticks, um, unless it's a time where it's appropriate, where like I don't need to be running and stuff like that. So my movement's left stick, my jump is X, my sprint is square. So yes, as I'm starting my run, I'm gonna hit square to start my run and my sprint. Rather than hitting L3 or R3 because I hate hitting those buttons. And then I have crawl is hold circle and crouch is circle hold. But this one also has to be sticky toggle. So on press, sticky toggle. Um, because it's going to allow you to stand up and crouch way faster. And I can actually show you in a minute how that works. But so that's the movement buttons. For weapons, this is standard. Now, this should actually say anything that's R2 should actually be R1, and anything that's L2 should actually be L1. And then the opposite is true down here. So this should be L2 and this should be L2. But I always have all of my I have personalized button setups on my PlayStation to where my L2 and my L1 are switched and my R1 and my L2 are switched because I do not like using the bottom triggers to shoot my guns. I like using my L1 and R1 buttons. So when you're looking at this, just use the opposite. So if it says R2, it's actually R1, and if it's L2, it's actually L1. So I shoot R1, my aiming is L2, aiming 2, zoom. All of these are all three aiming modes are the same, including my hold breath, which is L2 hold. You know what? Let's actually do this. So we'll hop into a practice server. And I'm going to grab this squad right here, because this has one of everything. Okay, so when I aim down sight, I zoom in, and I hold my breath, all in one button push, right? And the only time it really sucks when you're automatically holding your breath is when it comes to using a sniper and you're mounted. But mounting in this game sucks. So mount as little as possible, instead just crouch. Right, so I zoom in, I hold my breath all at the same time. I get a nice perfect aim every time I zoom in. So I can get a nice clean shot and not have to worry about it. And then for the crouch, right, so if you use the toggle, crouch, you can stand up and down, and it's fine, but I find that if you actually use, oops, wrong button. If you use this one instead, clear that one, and then sticky toggle, you can actually stand up and down a lot faster. Like, you can teabag people. So that's what I use. Gun reload, hold square. Right, so it's square to run, and then hold square. And by holding square, it'll also help me run too, so I can run and reload at the same time. So see how I'm not running, and I'll reload, so I'll run and reload at the same time. So it gives me the most mobility while I'm reloading. Weapon 1, Weapon 2, and Weapon 4. So you'll notice that all of these are the same button, but this is a fast press, and these are just 2 regular presses. So your L2 button, which is your left trigger, if you fast press it, you're going to pull up your knife. If you fast press it, you're going to bring up your knife, and then if every time you fast press it, it's going to knife. Or you could hold your trigger. Alright, so you bring up your knife, and then you just a fast way. Now, when you want to switch back to your gun, you just push the same trigger. In this case, I happen to have a flamethrower guy. So I have my flamethrower, and then I switch back to my gun. And then just by holding the button for a second, you switch between your flamethrower and your gun. So I can be running along, switch over to that. And every time I switch my gun while you're running, you're also going to melee. So then that way, if you happen to run into somebody, you melee them. So that's how I switch. And then if you're if you're your engineer, right, you just hold the button and you switch over to your hammer, right, and then you hold your button, you switch back to your gun, and then you can knife. By the way, if you have a shovel, you can dig trenches. Dig yourself a little foxhole, or you can dig in along. I saw a guy in one level, he built this huge, massive ditch. So I think the key is to dig down deep as you can, or as deep as you need it to go, and then dig out. I don't know, but as you can see, you can make yourself a nice little hidey hole where there wasn't one. So that's why all of these weapons are all on the same spot. My special weapon, oh yeah, my melee, right? So my melee is also the same button as bringing up my knife. So usually it'll melee first with the gun just to give it that melee hit, and then it'll pull out your knife for every subsequent hit after that. And then my special weapon, that's going to be whatever's in your mine spot. So in my case, it just happens to be TNT. This stuff is awesome for taking out tanks. If you can climb up onto the top of the tank and drop this right on the top vent behind the back turret, that usually works the best. And you can completely blow up most tanks with one stick of this stuff. So you throw it down on the tank, and then if there's not too many people around, it's not too crazy, you run away and you blow it up. But if you're under fire or whatever, you just throw it down and then blow yourself up. Right? It's worth it to blow yourself up to get rid of the tank. And then you switch to another guy. So that's that. Firing mode, binoculars, and grenade type. So left and right on my D-pad are what brings up my explosives. So left is my Molotovs, and then right is my TNT. So I can bring this up whenever I need to, and go throw it, and then switch over to back to my gun, and then pull up my TNT, throw it on wherever I need to, run away, and blow it up. So there's very little time I have to take my thumbs off the joystick. For the rare times you actually have to throw those stuff, but it's still easily accessible. And then, up is my artillery, but if you hold it, it's also for your binoculars. Now, you don't really use the binoculars too much, but they do come in handy, so I got them for all my guys. Okay, so that's for my weapons. So again, I can run, or here, let me go back to my, there we go. So I can run, I can switch my thing, I can drop that down, I can switch back to my gun. Somebody gets close to me. Alright, and then switch back. Nice and smooth, nice and simple. And then if I need my Molotov, I go left. If I need my TNT, I go right. And that's how I kill people. I'm gonna go back to my gun. And for anyone that doesn't have a secondary slot, like this hammer, for instance, if I go to this guy, right, when you switch between your knife, you'll automatically go right back to your gun. Next, I'll go to view. Obviously, aiming is just with the right stick. For squad, so take a look here. Pie menu, R3. Oh, sorry. You hold it, right, and then you can use the right stick to pick whichever one you want. I very, very rarely ever use this. I might request medical help, or the odd ammo, but I very rarely ever use this. So it's on the right R3 because I hate using R3. Artillery strike, I showed you that one. You just push up when you're on your, when you're in any squad. You just have to push up,
Feuer auf den Platz!
Fire it off, and then go back to what you're doing. Switch member. So if you see me switching back and forth between all of my guys really quickly, that's because it's on triangle. So instead of change gun, I'm changing dudes. And then soldier selection is L3. Because I have the ability to just cycle between these guys whenever I want by hitting triangle, that's typically how I'll do it. It's the fastest way to do it. If one of your guys goes down for whatever reason, you just switch over to your next guy. And the good part is that say your guy's on fire, or say your guy is down and he's using you get down in the down state. You can switch to your next guy, and that dude will take care of himself. So he'll automatically start using the med kit, or he'll automatically start putting himself out on fire. So it's a really good way of saving the guy while continuing to play, and then you can always switch back to him when you need to. So that's one really good tip. So that's what the triangle button is doing. And yes, it can be disorientating sometimes, but if you look at your map, it'll show you which way you're looking, and then you can just adjust accordingly. And then also L3. Again, I have the ability to do it, so there's not often a time when I need to use this. But it's on the L3 button because it also, you can figure out how you want your guys. Right? So a wide stance, they'll go way far apart from each other. Right? And this is good if there's lots of explosions and stuff going on, or if you're trying to cross a field. But for 90% of the time, I would have your guys in a close formation, and I would leave them on aggressive. The reason for that is, say I go and I have my guys on a wide stance, and I want to hide them here. Because you want to hide your dudes, by the way. Hiding your guys is very important. Because you want to be doing all the work. The less they do, the better, but they can help you, and you want them to be able to defend themselves. So the less work they do, the better, but you want to hide them, and you're constantly moving them from a safe place to safe place. So, you know, say I was spawning here on my spawn point. Okay, so all of my guys should be in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. I have 6 dudes. Oh, I'm number 6. Okay, so we have our 6 guys in here. We just spawned in here, right? Now I'm gonna come out and they're gonna follow me, right? But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick them here, and then I'm gonna stick them here, and then I'm gonna stick them here. And then then they're gonna stay there, and then as I move forward, right, and I get to more cover, I'm gonna move them here, and then I'm gonna move forward more, then I'm gonna move them here. And I'm gonna always try and keep them within 30 to 40 meters of me, of where I'm marking, so then that way I don't break orders, because if we break orders, right, if we come over here and I get too far away from where I ordered them, then it'll cancel the orders, and they'll break cover, and they'll start running to you. Right, and we don't want that. And then also, because I have them on wide formation, look how far apart they're spread out. Right, which is really good if you're moving through an open field. So if you're in a map with a lot of open fields, you set your guys to wide, and then you run. So the likelihood of them all dying is, you know, small. This is if you like to micromanage them. If you don't want to micromanage your guys, though, I highly recommend that you keep your guys on close formation. So it's going to keep them closer to you, so you have more protection. Um, you also don't stand out as much by running by yourself. But again, they're not really typically going to be with you. But the benefit of having them close, and the reason why I typically would have them close, is because of the fact that I hide my guys. Because I'm hiding my guys, I want them close, and I want them hiding deep in these bunkers. So if we'll do a wide formation, and I'll hide these guys in the bunker. They're not the smartest of men. Alright, and then I'm going to move up to the next part, and I'm going to hide them down here. Actually, they're doing pretty good. Do have them on wide. Okay, let's put them out somewhere farther. Oh boy. 1, 2, yep. You can do it. There we go. Okay, what are you guys doing? Alright, yeah, so you see how they're all spread out, right? That's not helpful for you when you go to start switching between them, because you're going to be wildly disorientated. And then if you're trying to get them into cover to hide behind a building or something like that, they're all going to be spread out. Some of them are going to stick out beside the building. Some of them are going to try and hide beside the building. But if you put them in a close formation, they're going to be in a nice close formation. So when you switch between them, you'll be alright. And then also, having them close together like this, unless somebody comes up here with a machine gun, and even if they do, there are 5 dudes here that are all close together that'll turn around and start shooting them. So they're more likely to kill the guy rather than all be wiped out themselves. Because if I sit here and I put these guys into passive, right, and they start looking inwards, they stop avoiding looking at the battle. But as soon as I put them on aggressive, they'll actually start looking out. Right? So they're all looking out, they're all being aggressive, they're waiting for people. Right? And then now they're kind of like, they're all closed formation. This guy's not looking this way, nobody's looking behind them. Right? They're all looking in one direction, basically. So I keep my guys on aggressive. They're all looking around. They're all nice and safe. And then when I go and hide them behind buildings or in buildings, they'll actually all go into that building. There you go. Or mostly. He wants to call me a liar. So yeah, look, they're not even looking at the door. Or I guess they're looking at that other door, but... Yeah. So aggressive and close is what I recommend if you don't want to micromanage them. If you're running through a field, then have them on wide. So that's how you can control your troops. That's what that's for. Um, context squad command, and then cancel all commands. Um, so what I'm doing is I'm holding my right trigger or R2, and wherever I point, that's where they'll go to. However, if you see in the left-hand side there, it says defend that point, switch the mode of giving orders. So their default thing is defend that point. But if you actually point at an objective or different things, like a tank, and you have guys that have TNT and whatever, you can actually order them to go and like blow up tanks and stuff like that. I don't bother micromanaging my troops though. Again, I just kind of hide them, save them, because I'll do a way better job than they'll ever do. Yeah, see, that was perfect. You see how spread out they were there? And then now they're all nice and close. Right now, look, now that guy's gonna die, and yeah. Keep them close together. And then also, yeah, so if I give them an order, and then I don't like that order, I can just double tap, and I'll cancel all more orders. Plane, mech, vehicles, I haven't changed anything there. They're all default. Other, this is, so recover is square, use is double tap, because I have reload as hold, and I have run as square. I have it set to double tap. Push objects, I've never pushed an object before, so I just leave that triangle hold. I've never had that interfere with anything. Paratrooper's box, never used one before. I think that's R1. Pickup is square, so if I run up to a gun on the ground that I see, I can just hit square and it'll automatically pick it up. I don't have to worry about it. And then if I want to replace that, use that gun to replace the current one that I have, and then I'm going to hold square. And you'll do that typically. If you're out of ammo, you're going to do that. If you're just picking up a secondary because you're worried about running out of ammo, then you just fast square. Medkit, hold down. I just find that this works the best, and it has to be hold down because for some reason, if you do it any other way, it doesn't work because it'll interrupt with extinguish yourself on fire. So you have to put on hold. So if you go down, you just hold. Otherwise, but only if it's your last dude, right? If it's not your last dude, just switch to another dude, and your dude will automatically do that for you. Same with putting themselves out. Flask, I put R3, fast press. So my holding is for my squad wheel, but if I fast press it, I'll drink my flask. And you pretty much want to do that at the start of every time you spawn, because if you look at the bottom right hand corner of my screen, I now have infinite stamina. And this is helpful, so you can run all the way from one end of the battlefield all the way to the other. And I'm not entirely sure, so we're going to test this right now, but I don't think your guys have, I think your guys have unlimited stamina. I think they just keep up with you. So almost, we got 2 stragglers. But if I switch to this guy right here that has, as you can see though, their stamina wasn't being used. I had full stamina. Right, so that's as far as you can go. Right, unless you use your flask. And I think, if I switch over to Bob here, no, the water's gone now. Or was it this guy that yeah, it was this guy. So it lasts for a long time, so it'll get you from start to finish. And then anytime I switch to a guy, basically, if I'm not immediately into combat and I have to run anywhere, I'm immediately just going to drink this. So I never have to worry about stamina. and I can run and gun kind of like it's Call of Duty. You know, I don't have to worry about jumping anything because my stamina is just always full. It does not increase your aim down sight holding time, breath time. At least I don't believe it does. But you can see how little sway I have because I've gone ahead and upgraded all of this stuff. Upgrading your guns is worth it, especially if you're going to be using them for a while. So my flask, interact with buildings. So that's going to be like your machine guns, opening, closing doors, that kind of stuff is double tap. And then building selection is L2. So that's if you're using this guy right here. That gives you your building selection. Right, so you can build, you know, your ammo box or whatever. I think this has to be on a certain distance away from the ammo box. And then a cool thing too is if you're the engineering type. Oh, by the way, so you double tap, but if you're running, it'll automatically open for you. Right, and that goes for windows, doors. If you've got momentum, it'll automatically open, so you don't have to worry about doors. Now, one cool thing too is if let me get rid of these guys. You can set these things in front of doors. Right, it's going to make it very difficult for people to get in. They have to climb over things in order to get in, especially if you put them on the inside too. So it's a really good way of blocking bunker doors and funneling people into certain areas, right? So now you only have to worry about people coming in through here rather than coming in on this side and stuff like that, right? And then you can throw down some barbed wire in between, I think. Unless the barbed wire is too big. Or you know what? You can rotate it. Alright, now you've created a little choke point. I think we can throw in another one of these here. As tight as I can. There. So now if you have to hold down somewhere, they're screwed. They have to walk through there. They can't jump up onto there, and if they do jump up onto here, they get barbed wired. Right, so look how much health they've lost, and they have to climb through all of this. And then just to top it all off, and then this is why I also like to run with the Molotovs. Because you get some fire going in there. You can't hurt your own dudes, by the way, but you can hurt yourself. I mean, he'll catch on fire simply because he's in fire, but if I was to throw a grenade at him, it wouldn't hurt him. Actually, here, perfect example. I drop an arrow. But yeah, that is nearly impossible to get through, right? You're gonna go through there, you're gonna catch on fire, you're gonna be stuck in here. And then if I stand here and wait for my airdrop to come in. So there's usually 3, yeah. But as you can see, I didn't kill any of my other dudes, right? So if that does happen, you hit yourself with your own artillery strike or something, just wait before you switch over to the next dude. Because if you switch over to the next dude, then you're going to kill him too. If this isn't enemies, by the way, it'll beep. You always want to destroy these when you see them. It only takes 1 bullet to destroy them. So shoot them and go for those over the people. Because you can always come back with a different dude or a different squad to kill the people. But if that thing's still there, then, you know, 4 squads can spawn off the thing and then you're overwhelmed. So always get rid of those. also have these balloons, right? And these balloons actually blow up. There is bullet drop, by the way, over long distances, but hardly. Actually, you know what? Change squad. So these are, by the way, are semi-auto or auto. And I'm just holding the left D-pad button to do this. We saw that before. But yeah, you can switch between auto or semi-auto for sniper rifles. Pretty neat. Sure. Oops. See, that's the bitch with mounting. Like, you can't, there's certain things that you can't look down for, so there's no point in mounting, because you're up on a windowsill, and you can't look down at the people below you, right? It's ridiculous. Or you can't look up high, right? Like, I'm limited to such a narrow band when you mount, so I try not to mount. If you square or lay down, it's usually enough. Those things do blow up, and apparently, on some levels, those actually help. That's the enemy's spawns, right? So if you're going and attacking, those are actually their spawn balloons. So if you get rid of those, they actually have less of a spawn or something like that. They have less ability to spawn. It's a secondary objective, but they do blow up. So yeah, so that's what that does. Interface is the same, and spectator is the same. So yeah, so I spawn in. Right, all my guys are with me. Right. And then I drink my flask. And then I run up. And then as I'm running up, I'm looking for different bits of cover. So I'm going to run behind this bit of cover, stick my guys there, and then run for the next bit of cover. And then always behind cover. And then hide my guys and run to the next cover. Hide my guys. And then once I'm within about 30, 40 meters or so, that's usually the optimal range. Alright, so I got my guys. They're all hidden. They're all nice and covered. And get them on close. And then away we go. And then I start killing my dudes. Right, and those guys are all nice and safe. And then, oh no, this guy dies. Well, then I just switch over to this guy. And away I go. And then when I do switch, you notice how this guy was still alive. He will now go and take cover back where the other guy was. Alright, so now you can put this on. And then switch back to my other sniper. Alright, and then the reason for my sensitivities is because if you have it too high, right, especially when you're zoomed down, then you move too far and you can't get fine aim. Right, so this allows me to get nice fine aim when I need to. And then, but if it's too slow and you get too fine aim, you can't lead people. So if I bring those guys over there, I can now catch up and lead in front of them to shoot. Right, because you always have to lead your dudes. But if you're too slow, then you'll always be right behind. You'll never catch them. So I'll bring them there. Right, so I can lead him. And the closer they get, the more pronounced it gets. But if it's this close, then you're not aiming down sight. You're just shooting. Alright, if they're that close too, you're also putting it on full auto. Just lighten them up. Now if you run out of ammo, from request ammo, and they'll give you a clip. And you're limited. Alright, so there's a little bit of time, and then you can get another clip. Wait for the request to come in. And they'll keep doing this, which is good too. And then if you say you get hurt by an explosion or by fire, let's do fire actually. Yeah, okay. So we'll do fire. Oh, okay, I did put myself out. Whew. Okay, so now I'm hurt. Now instead of using this med kit, because I don't want to use the med kit on my guy, because then if I get into a down state, I can't get myself back up. Alright, and yes, this guy is slowly gaining health over time. You will regenerate. But as long as your other dudes have med kits, you can get them to fix you right up. Alright, so it totally helps. And this guy right here, I believe, yeah, this guy right here, he's holding 3 med kits, right? So he's the guy, because he has more med kits, he's more likely to be the one that gives it to you. So yeah, and you're using R3 on my settings to do this. So yeah, log in. Put my guys there. And then I'm going to run forward, make sure everything is good and clear, and then I'm going to move them up. Then I'm going to move forward, make sure everything is clear, and then I'm going to move in, do what I need to. Then we're going to switch over when I don't need to, and then that guy he's an idiot and ran the long way. But he's now going to run over there and go hide. Right, and then I can shoot. But if you request ammo, one of your guys has to come bring it to you. Same with medical aid. And they're not smart. So typically you want to do this when you're beside them. Oh, and there's also weird momentum in this game. Let me switch over to this guy because he has one. And I'm going to show you with the Molotov. Alright, so does this guy have one too? He does. Okay, so I'm going to show you this with the Molotov. I'm going to stand right in front of this sign right here, right? We're going to switch to the Molotov. Okay, now I'm going to line my thumb up with the top corner of this piece. Alright, and we're going to throw it. And it should throw straight forward. Alright, so that's good. However, if we switch to this guy over here, come stand in the same spot, pretty much. Switch over to this. Aim thumb. And then what we're going to do is we're going to move to the right at the same time, and this thing's going to go way off to the right. So here we go. So the momentum of the bottle follows your momentum. Let's see if I can see if I can get a better example of that. So actually here, this will be perfect. So I'm going to stand right here, right beside this sign, so it's in here. And then we're going to switch it over to this. And I'm going to put my thumb there. Right? Actually, we're going to cover that with the thumb. Alright, so that went just behind those things over there. I'm going to switch dudes. This gun, by the way, is amazing. It's insane recoil, though. But if you're... Sorry, I'm a little ADD. It is so hard to control. But if you're running and jumping into a bunker, this thing is absolutely nuts. It just shreds. That's not why we're here. Okay, so now switch over to my Molotov. And we're gonna run. Oh, that was bad. I didn't mean to let go. Too many energy drinks. Oh, question is, can I... But yeah, you already saw how much faster, how much farther back that one just went. And then I'm gonna try and say that's about the same trajectory. Oh, that one didn't. But yeah, this is the... I have a hard time with throwing these things. For some reason. See, if I threw it over here, I felt like it should follow that trajectory, but it doesn't. I don't know, maybe that's just weird angles. I don't know. But anyway, those are my controls. If anybody was wondering. And then, okay, so tips and tricks. So, as you progress, you're going to unlock squads. Now, there's so many. Okay, I'm not going to get too detailed into this right now because there is going to be a major update soon. But right now, everything is split into 6 different campaigns. And each different campaign has 2 different teams. So you have an Axis and an Ally. So Ally, Axis. And each team gets their own level. Alright, so you can pretty much think of it as each campaign has 2 campaigns in it. So there's 6 campaigns, that means there's 12 campaigns in total. Now in the future all of this is going to be merged. I don't know exactly how they're going to do that, but for now this is how it works. So you want to spend all of your time, well, the first thing you want to do is you want to go and you want to play different levels. I recommend playing one of these 3 because that's going to give you more access to more different levels later on in the merge, because these 3 are both have the same armies on them. So if you upgrade one army for one, then you'll be able to play maps these two as well. But say the German army will never be able to play on this one because the Germans were never in the Pacific. They try and keep it historical to the best that they can. Um, and then you also won't be in Tanzania, I don't think, or Stalingrad, one of the two. I think actually this one's the Russians. So I would pick either the American Allies or the Axis. If you pick the American Allies, they have a whole ton of stuff, and they typically win a little bit more. But if you want more of a challenge, you want to have a little bit more fun, I recommend um, that you do the Axis right here, the Germans of Normandy. I've had a lot of fun on this one, and then you can also follow all of my other videos as kind of like a guide. But so these are your levels, right? These are the guys I'm unlocking, and as I'm unlocking them, I'm also unlocking different guns and tanks and different people. And then each squad has their own level system, right? So this squad right here, I can upgrade their XP. I can add snipers to it. I can choose between mechanics or what are these guys called? Radiomen. You can add extra squads. So, for instance, these two right here, these are basically the exact same squads. Only I got this one I just got recently. Um, but they're basically the exact same squad. However, they have so right here, this and this are the exact same. So you can put the same dudes from this squad, if I wanted to, into this squad once I finish upgrading and put all the points in here. And then the big difference is this. So this came with all of my tier 1 assaulters. And each tier 1 assaulter can be upgraded um, by these ranks right here. And then these ranks determine how many perks your guy can have. So as you can see right here, this guy is only a level 3 and he has 3 stars, so he has 3 extra perks, right? Whereas someone like this, um, I've just done a rework of a lot of my stars. Or someone like this, who's level 5, right, and has 5 stars, he has 5 perks. And then each person, it has to be individually leveled up in order to get the perks. So the guy has to be leveled up, and as you're leveling up the guy, then you're also leveling up the squad, as long as he's on the squad. Um, right? So, and then you have to unlock all these things, and then whatever guns they happen to have, you have to unlock all of these as well, so you can unlock better upgrades for your guns, and then these things make it cheaper and give you better things back when you go and trade in your guns. A lot of all of this is going to change as well. So what I highly recommend is um, is going to be here. I'll show you what I would recommend. So you want to have a sniper squad, you want to have an assaulter squad, and then you can have your third squad should be a flamethrower squad. I find these 3 to be the best. This is going to give you all the distance that you need. So if something is big, wide open map, you're going to try and use these guys more. If something's close quarters, you're going to use these guys more. And then this is just an all-rounder, and I'll show you about that in a minute. And then if you're a premium account holder, which is about $10 a month, but it costs 30. It costs about $30 for 3 months, so it's about $10 a month, and that's on top of your battle pass, which is $5. So right now it's about $15 a month. So that's basically my subscription fee, I guess. However, in the future, I don't know if I'm going to do this because the only real perks I'm actually getting from this is 1 extra spot, but you can only rotate between 3 anyway. So this is just my my mess around squad. Like if I want because I like having the machine gunner. I like setting up a machine gun nest. Some areas, sometimes it works and it's awesome. So if I want to mess around, I'll use that. But if you only have the 3, you're not a premium account holder, I would recommend having these 3. And then as you level up, you're going to have to replace one of these. You're going to have to pull them out and pull in new squads. Now, because you really only need these 3, what squads? Um, so because you only need these 3 squads, what squads? Why are we going to put other squads in here? Well, because we need. If we look at this squad here, for instance, actually we'll go here because this is everybody. So in this squad, we have an engineer, we have a flame trooper, we have an AT gunner, and we also have a radio operator. So we want all of our guys to be able to have a level rank of 5, which you can see here we do. And the way to get that is by upgrading the squad that they come from. So this level 1 radio operator here actually came from this squad right here. He came from here. And if we go to our upgrades, so I liked the gun that it came with, so I wanted to upgrade my gun. I wasn't too worried about getting the discount on these because I didn't need very many of them. But the very first thing is I upgraded all of my XP for them. Now I wanted to try out these things, so I did. They're not worth it. This allows you to call in bombs twice as fast, but only on this squad. So unless your squad stays along, for a really long time, it's not really worth it. And the big bombs, yes, they're good, but they're really not that special. But what I did do was I came in here, I did all of the personal upgrades for them. I don't care about the sidearm. They're basically BB guns, so I didn't worry about them. But I did all their upgrades, so then that way when I go and I use him, um, when I use him in this squad, he can be a level 5, which is this squad. So now he's a level 5, and I can have 5 perks for him. And for all of these guys. Now, the most recent one I've just finished doing was, if I'm not mistaken, these guys. So, what I would recommend, now that I've done it a couple of times, is for your upgrades, you want to do all of your XP, and then you want to throw in one machine gunner guy, because your machine guns, your assaulter guys are the best guys, in my opinion. Because it's a machine gun, right? So upgrade all of this to all of your XP, and then throw in your machine gun. So now you're earning twice as much XP every time you use this squad, so gaining levels is going to go twice as fast. And then the next thing you want to do is start working in here, right? Work your way down, make sure you're getting all of the XP things, and then save your backpack spot for last. You can put in secondary guns. I mean, it's probably worth it because you only really get med kits out of this, but having all of those extra med kits is actually really good. And then not having to buy all those extra guns. I mean, if you're going to use the gun, you should already have the best gun on them. And if you run out of ammo, you just switch to another guy or find an ammo stack or pick up an extra gun. But most people aren't going to live long enough for this to be viable, so this is much more useful. So you start on here, you do this, so you're earning twice as much XP. Get yourself an assaulter guy, and then upgrade through here, saving these for last. Right? If you want this, go for it. I don't typically, but and then that's how you're going to upgrade your guys, at least for now, until the next thing. And then as soon as that was done, as soon as I got my level 5, my full XP in their backpacks, well, I threw that in too because I earned extra XP on a level. I gained 2 levels. So now, as you can see too, when I one thing you can do too is you can buy enlist super cheap soldiers, super cheap riflemen, and then put them in this spot, and then take the better guys and then put them in other squads when you're done with them. But now when I go and look at this guy, see he was a level 5, and he's 5 stars. Now once you start reaching, I just got these guys too, so now I have level 2 riflemen. So that's why it's important when you get a new squad, you're going to put that squad in, you're going to level them up, so then that way you can take the guys out of them, and they're going to be a higher level. Right, so I just got the riflemen too, so now they come with +2 vitality, so they have more health, they have +2 weapon handling, so I have a lot less sway, and they have +2 mobility, so climbing, running, all of that stuff, I move faster. So it's worth it to get these guys, and eventually you'll get tier 3 guys. Um, right now, this guy has -2 weapon handling, but +5 mobility, because he's a radio operator, so he's not going to be the greatest at handling a weapon. But when I get level 2 operators, that's going to change, and then they'll have more mobility. So I also just recently unlocked my Sniper 3s. So now they're pretty much glass cannons, so they have a little less health, but they do have more weapon handling and more mobility. If I was to just say, let's actually look at the sniper here. Tier 1. You know what? I have extra one of these. I can just all enlist him. Sniper, there you are. So this guy has -2 vitality, +3 weapon handling, and +2 mobility. Right, he's my level 1 sniper. My level 3 sniper has -2, but +6 weapon handling and 2 mobility. So I have a lot less sway. He handles his weapons much faster. I think they switch a little faster too over this. So it's worth having. They're worth upgrading. They do take a lot longer to upgrade. They cost a lot more tickets to upgrade. So save, save, save. And eventually all of these bronze and silver tickets will be combined into just silver tickets. So we're only going to have to worry about silver and gold. But your gold tickets only come from the battle pass. Yeah, so I recommend having a sniper class, your assault class. Now the assault class is awesome because most other classes only allow you to have 3 of whatever class it is. This one actually allows you to have 4. So I have 4 assaulters. I have a machine gunner that has a machine gun that's basically a submachine gun. And then I have a radio man, and I have an engineer. Now I have a radio guy and an engineer in basically every class that I have. Right? If you see here, I have a radio guy and an engineer. My radio guy is usually last because he has the worst weapon handling, and he usually has the worst gun, so he's last. And then I go top to bottom. So I always have my engineer first because if I start the map, I want to be able to just use my flask, run to wherever I have to go to, put down my respawn point, and then all I have to do is hit triangle and I switch over to my flame trooper and I go from there. If he dies, I go to here. If I see a tank, I can take my AT gunner. Although anybody is capable of taking them out because of the TNT. So if you look, all of my guys here, they all have a TNT charge, flask, binoculars, Molotov, and medkits. Every one of them. And then, however, my AT gunner, which is my explosive guy, because he also has, he'll be able to carry the rocket launchers and stuff later for taking out tanks at a distance. I also have a large grenade pouch so I can do explosive packs along with the TNT. So there are the odd tanks where TNT is just not enough, so I can throw down 3 explosive packs with it. and good to go. These guys, uh, actually, why isn't this set up right? Presets, rifleman. Oh, I don't have. I need some large backpacks. So we're gonna purchase these large backpacks right here. The large stuff will cost you silver tickets. The small stuff will cost you bronze. So now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to back. Go to my presets, my rifleman, apply. I'm not worried about that other gun, but now I have 4 medkits on all of my riflemen. So if I ever need to heal up on any of these guys, and I'm close by, I can save that medkit, and I don't have to worry about um, using the one on the guy. One of these guys will come and bring me one. And then again, TNT charge and Molotov. The reason why I use Molotovs is because even though some people you can extinguish yourself, one, that's going to take time. So if you throw this on a group of guys, they're all going to sit there on fire. And then two, you can use this to block doorways and entries. So if I want to hold an area and I know people are going to come in, I throw down a Molotov. They're going to run through it. They're going to lose health. They're going to catch on fire, and I'm going to kill them while they're doing that. And if I run up on a group of guys, I can throw a Molotov on. They're all burning, so it doesn't matter who I kill. The next guy's trying to put himself out, so the guy can't take over the next AI and turn around and kill me. Right? And then because the TNT is enough to take out a tank, right? And then everybody has to have a med kit. And I use a flask. If I'm a couple meters away and I'm out of the fight, which I should be, then I'm going to quickly drink my flask, have unlimited stamina, and then run back into the fight and not have to worry about it. Um, yeah, so these guys I'm keeping. Alright, I'm going to keep these squads. This is what my squad list is going to look like. If I wasn't going to be keeping these squads, and if I didn't have the premium account, because you can see up here. So this is what you get for a premium account. The main thing I'm after is the 100% experience. But I'm actually finding out that I don't need this. It's actually leveling me probably a little quicker than I'd actually like, because I'm going to be done this battle pass. It's been 20 days, and I'm going to be done this battle pass probably in the next, I don't know, 15, 20 days. I'm not going to have as much time to play, but I'm going to be done this battle pass soon, which leaves me another whole 50 days, 40, 50 days of not gaining anything, not really having anything to do. So I don't think I'll get that, because I'm pretty sure at the rate that I play, I'll be able to, no problem, finish my battle pass. And it'll still give me things to work for, because I like the challenge, right? So I probably won't do that. And then the other thing is, but I will get the battle pass. I will get the battle pass, because the battle pass. So I'm level 22 in 20 days. It goes up to level 40. So I'm thinking that in 40 days, or 50 days at most, right, or 45 days, so about half the amount of time of the season, I should reach the full level, the full 40, and then have a half the time where I'm not doing anything. So I think at the rate at which I play and I earn points, that this level will be fine. I will get the battle pass though, because I want to earn these things faster. These things do come in handy. You need them, and you earn, rather than points, you can do, rather than doing 3 a day, which would get you to what? There's 75, and you can do 3 days, so that's 25 days. Is that right? No, it's 3 stars, so it's one of these a day. So it takes 75 days But if you get the battle pass, it only takes 45 days. And the battle pass also gives you extra gold guns, extra gold coins. If you save your gold coins, you'll actually have more gold coins than what you purchased, or very similar, so you can just buy the next one. But honestly, for $5 a month or 15 bucks for 3 months, it's totally worth it to just spend the coins and buy the extra good guns and the extra good stuff that you want, and just pay the $5. It's worth it. So I would do the battle pass again, but I don't think I'll do the premium account. The 100 plus soldier reserve I'll never use. I trade my guys off when I no longer need them, to keep my inventory looking good. 2 vehicle, I never use vehicles. Preset slot, 1 preset slot is good enough. And then the 100% experience. Again, you know, I can do it in the right amount of time, so I don't think it's worth it to me. But you know, $5 a month or $15 a month, it's, you know, but it's not just $15 a month though too, because you got to buy these coins, right? So in order to, well, it can be. You can buy 3 of these packs. Um, because 1,000 coins, that'll get you your battle pass, right? And then for your premium, it's another 2,000, so you need 3,000. So this isn't quite enough. And then this is way more. So $70 for 3 months. I don't know. This is the one I bought originally. I feel like I wasted a lot of it, but now moving on in the future, um, I'll probably just buy one of these every 6 months or so, every 3 months, and that'll be enough for me. I don't know if you guys could actually see that, but those were different coin packs, and 1,000 coins was 15 bucks after tax here in Canada, anyway. So it's probably even cheaper for you if you're in America. Um, yeah, I didn't intend for this to be like a tips and tricks video, but it's kind of turned into that. So I might just end the stream uh, shortly here and then restart. Um, but yeah, find the squads that you like playing with the most. Keep them. Um, keep at least 1 or 2 of them there. Upgrade everybody else, and then once these guys are upgraded, like your engineers, your riflemen, your radio operators, and your anti-tank guys. Anytime you get a new squad with one of those guys, um, level up their squad things. Make sure you get an assaulter guy in there, and then level up these as much as you want. Level up the guns, and then once that's done, you switch that squad back out for one of your favorite squads. So, oh, and with the premium, you get an extra squad down here. But honestly, I only ever really switch back and forth between 3 and around. Um, so at the end of the day, I would probably just have these 3 and just go to town. Because this one's nuts, right? I got 2 flamethrower guys. I've got my anti-tank guy, so this is, I'll sacrifice his life for a tank. And same with these guys, right? I got 3 guys that I can just sacrifice to tanks, and I got my radio operator, who I can also sacrifice to tanks once I've called in my airstrike, which is like every 3 or 4 minutes, which is nothing. So by the time you switch over to your next squad and you get your next radio operator, you just call in your next airstrike. Just keep them going, just keep pounding them. But yeah, this is my, if I had to choose only one squad that I could play with, it would be this one, right here, or 2 squads. I couldn't just play with, if I had to choose just one, it would be this squad, right? Because this is just ridiculous. But if I only had to choose squads, I would choose these 2. This is your utility, and then this is your close quarters battle. Yeah. And then don't worry too much until you start getting up in classes. Engineer 2, that's as high as that goes. Sniper 3, that's as high as that goes. Level 23 is huge because you want this gun right here, the FG42. That's that same sniper rifle that I was using earlier. So it's a machine gun sniper rifle, right? But it's also then a machine gun, and it's the only machine gun or automatic firing weapon. Um, but this gun can be used for every class almost. So your engineers, your riflemen, your AT gunners, your flame troopers, radiomen, mortar operators, all of those guys, like these guys right here in one of my favorite classes, they all just have these manlichers. The Grewer, I don't like it. I highly recommend that you use these as soon as they get unlocked, and then from there, wait till the FG42. But as you can see, all of these classes right here are stuck using this rifle. But as soon as I get to level 23, that's no longer going to be the case, and they're all going to be able to use machine guns. So it's going to turn this whole squad into a nightmare for everybody, and along with this one. So anytime anybody that isn't a sniper in this one, they'll have sniper machine guns, and then these two guys will have machine guns. Because I'm going to get a assaulter guy in here, and a radio operator. That's going to fill out this class. And then, so this is going to be 3 snipers, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and then the original one. And then I'm also going to get an assaulter in there, and then he's going to have a long range one, because eventually later on you're going to unlock like assault rifles, right? And they have much better range. So I'm going to put him in there with the snipers, and then I'm also going to put in a radio guy, because I'm always calling bombs on people. Always, always, always. You're going to get tons of kills out of this. So it's totally worth it. So that's going to round out that squad. This squad is going to look exactly the same as this squad, except this is going to be a sniper in this one, because I want I like the sniper machine gun with the scope over this, because mounting in this game is terrible. Don't mount. Crouch or like lay down on the ground. It's going to dramatically improve your sway, but do not mount, because it's not worth it. Like, unless you find a really sweet spot, because most of the times you're going to die just trying to even mount the gun. So it's not worth it. Then the last thing I want to talk to you guys about here is the shop. This game, unless you've got money and you've got money to burn, don't spend money on anything other than the battle pass, or if you really want to, the premium, because none of this is worth it, right? I mean, none of it. There's not even, you might get a cool tank or something like that, but it's not worth it. 5,700 coins, right? It's 15, that's like, wait, 5,700 coins. Let me go to my 57. That's a $70 purchase, right? That's a $70 purchase, and all you get is a tank and 4 soldiers of the tank class. They're all max levels and stuff like that, right? But that's one squad. That's one squad you get to play with, right? And that's $70, right? So 70, what's $140? That's $210, right, for 3 squads. And that's only for this team and only in Invasion of Normandy until the campaign merge, and then you'll probably be able to use them in 4 of the 6 here, right? If you're this, if you actually go and you play here on the Pacific, and you choose this army, you're only ever going to be able to play on Pacific, right? So you just spent $210 on an army that you'll only ever be able to play on these maps, right? So that's why it's important that I'm saying that you pick at least one of these two armies, so that way when the merge does come, you'll have far more maps to play on. But that's $210 just to upgrade those. Not worth it, right? Not worth it. So I'm usually, I want to say top five. I'm usually on the top a lot. I get battle heroes a lot, and everything you see, nothing I hear I basically paid for except for this gun and like two dudes, right? And I only got the two dudes because they're max dudes. So don't buy anything here. It's just not worth it. All right, it's really not worth it. Battle Pass unique weapons. These are cool, right? So if you do have some coins, or if you do have a gold weapon order, and I'm pretty sure if we look here in the battle pass, how many weapon orders do we get? So one, I'm pretty sure there's three. So I'm pretty sure we get, yeah, there's one dude, one gun, two dudes and a gun, two dudes, a gun and a vehicle. Yeah. Okay, so two dudes, two guns, and a vehicle, right? In your battle pass, which is, and they're helpful. And then you also get 200, 300, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you get your 1,000. You get your 1,000 back. So if you don't spend any enlisted gold, then you can pay for the next battle pass, right? And it'll just continue over and over and over again. So you can buy every battle pass, right, for $15 upfront or $5 a month, right? So it's totally worth it, in my opinion. So, and then this is where some of these good guns. So this is I saw the machine gun, and I was like, okay, it's a machine gun. That looks cool. So I bought it without realizing that you want to look at these things, by the way, right? So it'll give you all the information about the gun. Don't worry too much about the damage. Most of the guns are, if if you're upgrading to a new style of gun, the damage might not be better, but the rate of fire will be better, blah, blah, blah. But I'm thinking, okay, this is a machine gunner. For a machine gunner, right, it should have a bunch of. No, it only has a 20 round mag, right? So it's kind of poo poo. It's not. And it shoots way too fast. So in like 30 seconds, I mean, in like 3 seconds, 2 seconds, you're out of bullets and you're having to reload, right? You're almost spending more time reloading than you are actually shooting them all. So I was a little upset that I got that. But there are some other ones, like this, for instance. See, this is the one that I should have gotten. This is the assault rifle for the assaulters, right? And this is, it's got more power. It shoots at longer range. It's not quite as quick as some of the other machine guns, but it's one of the better machine guns in the game. And you can get one of these really easily. You can get yourself two of these, right? And then you also have your 1,000. So if you want to buy another pass, then that also means you can buy three of these, right? So and they're worth it. So for me, there was other guns. This Condor, and if I go here, right, this has 100 round mag, and it shoots at 1,011.50. So you can go through this ridiculously quick. But if you got some really good trigger control, then you could take out 20, 30 dudes with this gun. It's ridiculous. But look, it's way less powerful and it shoots for way less distance. So this is a very close quarters gun. But you can mow people down with this and a 100 round mag. It's amazing. So that came from, that was a battle pass gun. And then there's my FN, there's my battle pass gun. These guys, with these medals, these are all battle pass guys that I've bought. So we've done the weapons. So now you get unique soldiers. So I have no use for these guys. I don't even have another token if I did, but I wouldn't bother buying these guys. I would save my tokens and I wait for the next round of guys to pop up because they're constantly different guys that are popping up here. And they come fully upgraded, full levels. However, you do still have to level up their perks. And the reason why most of my guys here aren't full is because I've also realized that you can get rid of perks. So if I didn't want this 60% movement speed anymore, I can click on it. I want to change this perk. It'll get rid of it without changing my rank or anything. But I'll have to re-earn the XP in order to get a new set. And these are all of the possible perks that you can get, right? And you also have to, as like this thing right here, for instance, I just got this. If I was to upgrade again and get my experience, then the next thing I go to buy has to be less than this, or I have to train the guy in order to allow him to get more of these points, soldier perk points. Um, so I want to get, we can retrain these, and then we can, but that all costs stuff. So instead, I've just re-rank up my experience. I keep the ones I want and re-rank up my experience. By the time this comes, usually this is full enough for me to grab the next thing. And if not, then I just gain XP for the next level, and I'll be good to go. So yeah, so that's the dudes, right? You get them from here. And then you also have unique vehicles. Um, Definitely buy these, right? You only get one vehicle thing um, per battle pass. I would use these. These tanks are probably going to be better than anything else we're going to get. Um, or they're just going to be upgraded versions, fully upgraded versions of the ones that we do have available, like this one, right? I already have this tank available to me. I can already buy it and upgrade it, or I can just use a a ticket and get it fully upgraded for me and not have to worry. But also, you can see it costs 1,200 coins there. So this is probably like a $20 tank if you were to actually buy this, right? So it's not worth it. 20 bucks for a tank, not worth it. Um, yeah. Now this is where you buy all of your weapons, right? So as things become available and unlocked, they will show up here, right? And if they're not available, right? So this is the next thing I'm trying to get. It'll tell you when it's available. And then again, these are all their star level is determined by, um, like when you buy them, you can get a max star one, but if you get less than a max star, you'll only be able to upgrade it to max star if you upgrade the squad, the gun in the squad that it comes with. The campaign merger, that'll be different, but for now, that's how you have to do it. So this is where you can buy all of your extra guns and your soldiers, um, stuff like that. Again, if I want a sniper, um, make sure that if you're buying them from here, that you're actually looking at them, because look, sniper 2. The other way you can do it is you can actually just go right to whatever spot you want to fill up, and then it'll go to logistics. So you can click on this and just hit square and purchase it, right? And then you can get it right away. So that's typically how I do all of my stuff. If I need a new soldier, I can go to change soldiers and enlist soldiers, and then it'll show me exactly which guy I can and which one I want, and who's actually available for the group, right? So I have 4 of 4. I have a max of 7 guys. I don't want to worry about any assaulters, but I have all my guys are spread out exactly the way I want. I'm not missing anybody, so this will just help you tell. Um, if you're a free-to-play player, I would do the exact same thing. Just follow these tips. Just be very, very, very more picky on where you spend your points and how you spend your points. Um, Honestly, these perks aren't super important. I mean, yeah, they're great. A lot of them help. Like 80% after receiving damage, being able to, keep that aim is awesome, especially with this guy. Um, Oh, yeah, this guy right here. So I'm not using bolt action rifles anymore with this guy, so I can actually get rid of this. Right, 20% aim speed, that's great. So now when I get my next level, I can get something better, hopefully. But they're always random. You get a choice of 3. Um, yeah, so that's the shop. I don't have very far to go. Um, and then I guess the last thing I should be showing you guys. So you have your battle pass tasks. If you're a free to play player, you only get 3. If you're not and you pay for the elite pass, which I recommend you get 9. And then we also have our weekly tasks. So every week, a new task will open up. So on August 16th, this one will open up and it'll run until the end of the battle pass. And I have to kill 50 enemies using an ampulette. And if I do, it'll give me 3 stars, which will give me another rank on the battle pass. Same with all of these ones. So all of these ones give you an extra rank on your battle pass, whatever the reward is. So you can earn up to 4 um, things in a day if you wanted to. You also get achievements um, for reaching different ranks. So like this one right here, I reached Sergeant Major. So I got a special battle pass task, which means if you see right here, these little things here, each one of these tasks, if I complete this task, it'll give me an extra reward, is what that's telling me. And in this case, uh, that would, like this one right here, I would have got 2 extra silver weapon orders, stuff like that. So, this is how they keep things interesting. So once a week, you'll get a new challenge to complete, along with just ranking up. The more you rank up, the more prizes you receive. Right. So this one I'll get an extra gold soldier order if I reach general. Um, I have actually received which one? Let me see here. Uh, so in this one, it's a level for the battle pass, but I did reach. Was another achievement I just did not too long ago. But anyway, I reached level 50 in the battle pass, and because I reached level 50, it gave me a gold soldier order. So that's how I've been able to get a bunch of these extra gold soldiers. Um, Complete stage 50 in battle pass. So the very first time you do it, you get a gold soldier order, right? And then we have all of these other achievements to unlock throughout the history of the game. These are really easy, 1 kill with a mortar, achieve level 5. These all just come as you play. Um, these ones become a little bit harder, achieve top 1 in battle, win a battle, that kind of stuff, get your first kill. These ones are the hardest ones, obviously. So destroy 100 tanks, almost there. I love destroying tanks now. The TNT makes it super easy. 100 hours in battles. I've only spent 60 hours in battles, and I've progressed quite far. I think I want to say at least 10 of that has been on other campaigns and stuff. So it's been about 50 hours I think I've spent on Normandy. Kill 30 enemy soldiers in 1 battle using flamethrower. This one's tough, but I'm getting there. 10 points in 1 battle. This one's also tough. This one's really, really doable and capture the flag, and you got to be just 1 flag to the next, back and forth. It's nuts. Boosters. Right now, for 16 hours or 23 minutes, for 1 battle, I'll receive an extra 50% experience, and you can earn these from different areas, but mostly I've been getting these from my login rewards. Wall posters, you can put these up in the game. They're kind of useless. Medals, haven't earned a single one. Haven't even gotten into looking at these yet. I'm pretty sure these are for certain events, and I haven't played any of the events. And then you get your profile. Again, all of these are locked. You have to earn these as event rewards. And then these ones you have to pay for. They're all ridiculous. Like $15 to, or yeah, $15 to look like that guy. No thanks. But I have earned a couple. Personally, I like this one. This is my favorite. Oh, here's also a good. Again, because we're on this team, we're a little bit outgunned. Everybody wants to play on that other team. So we do have a bit of a lower win percentage. It's just the way that it goes. 48. Oh yeah, I've spent 24, 48, 58, 15. Yeah, so I've spent about 59 hours. Oh wait, no, let's go to Moscow or Normandy. So I have a win percentage of about 4%, 40%, right? And one day, 22 hours, so 46 hours I've spent on there, and I've gotten to level 22. So that's not bad. Not bad at all. But yeah, here's much easier to look at. So kill death ratio, I'm about fuck, I don't even know what that ratio is. It's about 1.25. Yeah, 1.25, 1.3, somewhere in there. Kill ratio, which is not bad. I'm actually pretty happy with that. That means I'm killing a lot more people um, than are killing me. And then we have my rank. I'm 92 out of 300. And a lot of these ranks will stay. I'm not sure exactly how the ranks work and how they'll stay later on, but um, at the rate that I'm going, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to make it to Marshal. I think you'll only ever be able to make it to Marshal if um, I don't know. It's you're more likely to make it if you're on the American team than you are on this team, because if you look at the rating points, the higher up you get, it's determined by, like, you don't lose any points until you start reaching the levels I'm at, like Colonel and Lieutenant Colonel, the gold ones, because every time you lose a match, you lose a point. So if you lose a match and you don't get any battle hero awards, then you're actually losing points and you're going backwards. So you're more likely to lose 1 point per round than you are on the other team. However, because I'm decent at the game, I'm pretty good. I'm always earning battle hero, so I'm always earning extra points that offset that one. But I could be probably a lot higher up right now. I'd probably be over 100 right now if I was on the other team. But again, I like the challenge. I don't want to have to win every time, you know. So I like the challenge. I like it. Um, yeah. So that's the ranking system. Is there anything else I can really? Um, as for guns, for rifles, um, I would honestly I would just stick to the Car 98. Um, I would just stick with the Car 98 until you can get the Mannlicher, or the Mannlicher, whatever. But I would definitely use this over the Gruer, even though this does have a bigger magazine. It's a semi-auto rather than a bolt action. Um, it just and it's got a bigger sight. There's just something about this gun I don't like. The accuracy, I don't like this gun. As for snipers, um, you really could go with either. You know, when you unlock this, it's not half bad as a sniper. I find it's a lot better as a sniper. I just find it doesn't doesn't quite have that hitting power. The Kar 98 is basically a one-shot kill almost anywhere on any body part, where the sniper is you got to be um, a little bit more meticulous. But then when it does finally come down to it, and you do unlock your tier 3 snipers, definitely go for the FG42. Um, as for the assault weapons, don't use the Beretta. It's garbage. It has a huge thing on it. I was really partial to the FNAB. I don't know why, but I really liked it. I found this to be a nice machine gun. It had a really nice sight. I found there was too much of a sight on this one, but I really like this FNAB. Um, but then as you go, yeah, stick with the FNAB, and then upgrade to the MP35. The Berettas seems really nice, but honestly, because it's way too close to the MP43, I'm just not going to use it. So I would probably just stick with this. Buy your Battle Pass versions of these because they're amazing. Um, and then switch over to this. Now, the difference between this and this is this gun shoots a tiny, tiny bit faster, 50 rounds a minute faster. That's the only difference between these two guns, and this unlocks at level 32, which is only 3 levels after this one. So it's really not even worth worrying about this one, and it's better off just going straight to this one. Um, yeah, because only 3 levels, that's a couple extra days, and then you just switch over to this one. Once you get that, that's that's what I would recommend. Because I also don't think you get a squad with this unlock. I think this is just the gun unlock, and then I think this one actually comes with a squad. So you're going to want to use the squad anyway, and then fully upgrade everything here. Um, Pistols, they're basically BB guns. Don't worry about them. The heavy weapons, you're going to unlock them as they go, pretty much. Um, this thing's okay. You can take out a tank in 3 hits. It's good for if they're trying to drive away from you. 'Cause again, I love the TNT. It's basically a one-hit kill, but it's not guaranteed. So if they're driving away from you or trying to whatever, this is really good for busting their tracks so they can't drive away. Because you can destroy different parts of the vehicles. So you use this to bust their tracks, and then you use your TNT, catch up onto them, climb up. The Beretta is garbage. Again, it's a 20-round magazine, and the recoil is garbage. It's supposed to be mounted, but mounting is garbage. MG34, I've had a little bit of success with this um, while using it, but again, it's a high recoil. And if I'm able to carry 2 assaulter classes, I might as well carry 2 assaulter classes that have guns with bigger mags that shoot a little bit faster and I'm more mobile. So that's what I use. But when you do get to the MG42, that is going to be a big upgrade. You're going to want to use that, and then you're definitely going to want to use this. And obviously, these are going to be good when you level up. These are pretty much straightforward. Um, and then your equipment. Now, I always recommend that you buy this equipment. Um, they're useful, especially these small ones or anything that takes brown tickets, because you're going to be getting a lot of these tickets. I would buy these. Small ammo pouch. That's going to give you a couple extra mags. You get 1.5 times your mags, and then later on you'll get a large ammo pouch. So my Gondor there, or Condor, whatever it's called, has a 100 mag clip, and then comes with a 100 mag clip. And then if you have a small ammo pouch, you get 200 extra ammo. But if you have a large ammo pouch, you get 300. Or just that allows you to carry extra. Grenades are considered anything like anti-person phosphorus grenades, Molotovs, impact grenades, Explosion packs, anything you throw is considered a grenade. So the large grenade pouch will allow you to carry more of those. You do have a mine spot. The mine has two different things. You can either put TNT in there or an anti-tank mine. I highly recommend you put in the TNT. It's far more useful. You just climb up on top of the tank and blow it up. I haven't had too much success with these anti-tank mines because you have to have them drive onto it. So they might drive forward, they might not, they might drive backwards. But if you have TNT, then you can just climb up, throw it on the vent, and it'll explode. So I recommend using that. Again, I recommend the Molotovs because you can do so much with it. The explosion packs, it usually takes 2 or 3 to take out a tank. You just throw them underneath the tank, and then that'll get them. But any of these brown ticket things in the beginning, I would definitely recommend that you buy, like your small ammo pouch and stuff. A good example of how one of my guys are set up here. Let's go to... I haven't unlocked your backpacks yet. Hold on. There. Okay, here. Perfect. So this is a good example of using a backpack. So because these guys are just backup dudes that I don't really have much use for, but I can get really good kills with these guns. That's why I have them. If you want to go through this squad a little bit faster, you can get rid of them because this is more of a utility squad. But you can see I got my large backpack there, and that allows me to carry a whole bunch of extra med kits. So I can, request more medical attention from these guys, and they can heal me up without using my own med kits, stuff like that. And then these guys right here. Oh, I literally just upgraded these guys. But anyway, these guys get the large ammo packs. Yeah, so in order to see, even though this squad right here, that other squad backpack relies on this, right? So I have to assaulter of 2 rank. So I have to upgrade all of this to get to the backpack, which will give me a 5-star guy as well, which means I'll be allowed to upgrade to 5, which means I'll have 5 perks. So, yeah, this is... Wait, why do they have purple gloves on? That's fucking weird. I think that's a glitch. That should just be their hands. You guys see that? They're Oompa Loompas. Or they were caught eating the berry. Yeah, look, all my guys have purple hands. That's hilarious. Anyway, so that's been that's pretty much it. The main game modes you're going to be doing is squads. And then if you do happen to get bored of playing this, you can always go to events and custom matches, and you'll find things here. So when I play, I'm very suspect of computer players as being cheaters. I've been shot through behind walls. I've been shot behind trees. I've been shot in all crazy places. So I just play pure console unless I'm here because as you can see, there's not a lot of console only lobbies. But if I go to here, I go to my options, I go to game, and then we'll go to all. And then if I go to events, custom matches, now you can see there's at least one up here. So this is called lone fighters. So this is you don't have your squads, but you'll only be able to choose one guy off that squad. And once he dies, you won't be able to use him anymore until you kill off like a whole bunch of other guys. So you switch back between different guys from different squads and do it that way. But you only ever get one guy. And every person you see in a game of this size at least, they're all going to be real people. You're not going to run into AI. And only in games that are full like this will you actually earn any XP and stuff like that. So, and in lone fighters or squads, if you do any, so we do all, if we do mods, because there's also modded games, then we have all of these different servers, and then these are completely different from the other game, and they have different rules and everything else like that. And these modded games, you don't earn any XP towards your squads or, um, well, I mean, I think you do earn some XP, but not a lot. Like all of your bonuses are stopped and whatnot. So if you are going to do this, I would do, and you just want a different type of game mode, you can go here. And then what you're looking for is campaigns, and it's either going to be Normandy with an N or all of them. Anything that has an N in it, you can play on. And as you can see, all of these, most of these are N's, because Normandy is a really good one to play on, right? So that's why I upgraded my guys for Normandy. So all of these have N's, so I can play on any one of these and use my guys. Um, Yeah, so that's just another way of playing. Just make sure you have the mods turned off. If you really want to get into some weird fun stuff, you can turn the mods back on, but you won't be earning nearly as much XP. So, but mostly you're just going to be going into here and you're going to be joining into squads. Alright, and then here's the custom matches. Again, the list we were just looking at right here. But you're just mostly going to be joining squads, and it has 3 different modes that you can play. So, it's got like Capture the Hill, Invasion, and like 2 other modes. I can't remember what they're called. But yeah, so this is, guess this turned out to be a tips and tricks video on the current state for Enlisted for newer players who might be thinking about spending some money or playing the game a little bit. I hope this helps you guys. And yeah, um, I'm going to be back in about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and we're actually going to start playing some rounds. So yeah, I'll see you guys in about 10, 15 minutes on the next stream. All right, see ya.